Hello and welcome to another live Telequarium here from, well, not from the Alaska SeaLife Center, but from my apartment. My name is Laura and I'm part of the education team at the Alaska SeaLife Center. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, we do this every day at noon and 2 at our YouTube channel, and we do this every once in a while on our Facebook. Go check us out there. Today we're going to have a little bit of fun. Hopefully we're going to talk a little bit about birdings, which could be a really great activity to do right now when we're all at home and not necessarily able to go and do stuff. It's a great way to get outside, spend time with your family, and it's a really great way to be able to social distance yourself. It's usually a pretty solitary activity, so it's not necessarily a need to get around a huge bunch of people. So just for a fun, quick craft, you may have seen it on our thumbnail for this telequarium. I made myself cute little binoculars, so if you're not one of the people that is struggling to still find toilet paper in our world, I have some little toilet paper tubes. I just did tape in between them. I did not use glue because I don't have any, but I just used tape and taped two of them together, and it's a really fun activity just kind of hang out with. You could use a hole punch, put some string before it, because in my old job I used to talk a lot about birding, and we're going to do a couple of birding 101. Then we're going to play an I Spy game with some of the birds that, if you come to the Alaska SeaLife Center when we're back open to the public, you might be able to identify these birds. So first, birding is really great because there's not a whole lot of upkeep. If you have some nice binoculars, I have some by Bushnell. I really like them. The big thing you should always do is you especially need to always have that strap around your neck. So if you accidentally drop stuff, it doesn't necessarily go down to the floor or to the ground. It goes to just holds around your neck really well. I'm not very good at that. I tend to keep my binoculars in my pack or in my pocket, which is not necessarily the best thing to do, but I'm really bad at that all the time. The other thing you could get is some birding books. A lot of this is available nowadays through apps. Things like eBird or Merlin or Audubon even has their own app you can have on your phone. Tons of stuff. I'm old school. I really like books. Technically, my favorite book I don't even have here, and it's really great for beginning birders like myself because it divides up birds by color. And so, very often when I am out and about birding, I see a little brown bird fly by, and I have no idea what it is. But this book is really great because you can literally flip to birds or brown in the bird book, and you are able to look at all of the brown book or all of the brown birds that could be in your area. So that's really it. Again, it's a really great activity to do right now when we're not necessarily able to go out and do a lot of stuff. It gives you that fresh air, that vitamin D from the sun, which I'm missing today. It's a beautiful day here in Seward, and I'm inside teaching you guys all about birding, but hopefully after this I'll be able to go make a round through the neighborhood and see what kind of birds. It's a great time right now. It's spring migration, so we have tons and tons of birds coming through right now. We're going to switch over. I'm going to do some presentations, and hopefully we're going to have some a little bit of I Spy going on. I will keep the comments open on my second screen here, so hopefully if you have some really good guesses on what it might be, that'd be really great. It's going to be really fun. And then after you guess and you have I will switch over and we'll do some fun videos and stuff like that. So also, if you have any questions about birds or the SeaLife Center or anything like that, go ahead and pop those in the comments or in the live stream chat, and I will answer them if I can. And if not, we'll find out the answers and comment later with that. So let's get started. Grab your digital, either your fun craft binoculars or your real binoculars, or you probably don't need either right now because we're on the screen. But these are 4 birds that are found at the Alaska SeaLife Center, in our aviary, so you can go and see them pretty often. 3 of them are alcids, and so they're part of the seabird family or the Arctic seabird family, and so we often get people that come in and say, "Where are your penguins? I saw penguins." We don't have any penguins. Penguins live south of the equator, and so we only have alcids up here. So we're going to start, and the way this is going to work is we see that you have numbers. Let me see if I can point this. 4, 3, 2, 1. Which is the opposite of the way I actually would point. And I'm going to do a couple of I Spy information, and hopefully there are some of you that are listening that would like to guess which bird it will be. So my first bird that I'm going to describe, I have a bright orange bill, orange and yellow more. I have yellow feet. I have a white belly and a black back. And in the summer, I grow little bitty horns above my eyes, which gives my name. Anybody want to guess? I got a couple of guesses for later stuff, but let's see if we can do this. So the bird I was describing is number 4. It's a horned puffin. We're going to, hey, very good, Dover. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to talk a little bit about them in our video. So as you can see on the map, they are found here in Alaska. If you go on a cruise or a sightseeing cruise right outside of Seward, Alaska, there's a good chance you'll run into these guys. They're super common. They're probably the bird that I like the most out of the 4 that we're talking about, mostly because I identify with them a lot. They're kind of short and round, very awkward as they walk around the rocks. Like this guy is kind of, they tend to fall a lot and kind of like catch themselves with flying. They're absolutely one of my most fun birds that are, that they're, that we find in our aviary. Also, as I was editing this together, I found that almost every clip has a shot of one of our rhinoceros auklets named Klinger, and so it will be a fun find the Klinger as we go through all of these clips. He looks like a grumpy old man, similar to the, he is also an alcid species. So let's go back. Awesome. So we got our horned puffin that is here. All right. So the next one we are going to do, my body is all black. I have an orange bill. I have long flowing locks that grow in the summer, which gives me my name because they grow in tufts. So I was talking a little bit about Tufted Puffin. Our mascot at the Alaska SeaLife Center is Tuffy the Tufted Puffin. They come out and do a couple of videos with us during this time. They also come out with all of um, our really great things like Wine by the Water and Beers by the Bay and Gala and World Oceans Day. So we might actually have a couple of visits from Tuffy in some future story times. We also have a really great egg hunt where they found eggs around the SeaLife Center. We got a little bit of a visit from Kaylin, who came and told us all about birds, and we also had a really great search through the SeaLife Center with Tuffy as well. So tufted puffins are very similar to horned puffins. They live in the Arctic where we are. You can see by the map they kind of are found everywhere from California up into Alaska. They are great. I love them. Horned will always just be a little bit more my favorite than tufted, but alcids are definitely one of my favorite birds to watch. They are also very awkward and they just seem to have it just a little bit more better balance than the horned puffins. So let's go back. All right, so we've got our horned puffins, which are number 4, and our tufted puffins, which are number 2. We're going to do 2 more, obviously, because we have 2 more on the screen. So one of them, this is probably the number 1 bird that we have in the aviary that gets confused with penguins. People get confused all the time with these guys, continually think that we have penguins because they really do look a lot like penguins. They have black backs, they have white tummies, they have those long black bills that help them catch fish in the water. Even if you don't know its name, you should be able to guess its number, hopefully. So I'm talking about the common murre. Common mirrors are really great. They live in really great groups together, and they almost they're really great because they group together and they take care of their babies together. So when we do have young chicks at the Sea Life Center for the common mirrors, they often will go fishing and then come back and give the baby their fish and get really excited that they are the best at fishing. They're the best, and they get really excited by finding the best fish for the baby. And then when the chick goes to the water and swims, um, the entire group of common mirrors will grow with it and make sure that baby is protected. They really are really group-oriented birds. They also have some really fun facts. If you watch the egg video with Tuffy and Caitlin from our bird department, we learned that mirror moms, female mirrors, their eggshell pattern is the exact same, and so you can connect an egg with a female very, very easily based on her pattern. So it's very, very cool that you could go out in our aviary and find what bird laid what egg based on the pattern. So we have one more. This should be really, really easy. This bird is often is yellow or not yellow. Let me try again. They are white with a gray back. They have bright red legs, which is where their name comes from. And they are often confused with seagulls. People often come in and ask why we have seagulls in our aviary when they could just walk outside and see these seagulls. Yes, it is a kittiwake. Very good. Very specifically, this is a red-legged kittiwake. Red-legged kittiwakes are not found right outside of Seward, as you can see on the map. They're actually found out in the Aleutians. We do have a kittiwake named a black-legged kittiwake that you can see in the area, but these red-legged kittiwakes are found much, much farther out in the Aleutians. And so we have a good group of these guys. They're very, very loud. When they start going, they all start squawking really loud, and it kind of sometimes becomes really hard to hang out in the aviary. You might notice if we ever go out there for programming, we almost try to shout because these guys can be so, so, so loud. So, they're taking a bath and having a really great time. And I really picked these because I really like the idea of showing a chick because it's so cute and just hangs out there. Um, s- so, um, you can see my cat decided to come out. They were all asleep until they heard me talking, and now they're really excited. There are okay, good question. Are there more birds that look like seagulls? There are a lot. Gulls are a group of birds, and they all have this. Most of them have a white belly and a gray back, and then it just kind of varies based on on the species. So some of them have rings on their noses. Some of them have different color feet. Some of them have black caps. They go really big. They're really small. Tons and tons and tons of them. It to me probably one of the most difficult groups of birds to become comfortable with because so many of them are, if your red line is 4 centimeters from the tip of the nose, it's one type. If it's 5 centimeters, it's another type. So it's very, very difficult to very, very difficult to find the difference, but I feel like that also is probably one of the most rewarding groups of birds to once you are able to identify. Um, it's really great because they are so difficult to try apart. The birds are also my favorite part of the Sea Life Center. In the winter, when it's really slow, it's one of my first favorite places to go and hang out and watch those guys hang out. You can also tell when it's ready for summer because all the gulls come back and we start hearing them much, much louder in Resurrection Bay, and so it's very, very nice. Cool. So, thank you so much for joining us. If you have any questions, I'll hang out a little bit more for the chat. Thanks for having this really great time with me. Hopefully, you're getting outside and enjoying a little bit of nature, getting some UV, some vitamin D, and I hope you're washing your hands and wearing your masks when you can, because it's really helping all of us get through this together. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to live chat. If we are already gone, we can answer in the comments as well. That is more of a bird question that I'm ready to answer. I will reach out to some of our bird folks and see if we can get that answer for you, Dover. Thanks so much. I am not a bird expert. I just really enjoy them. They're probably one of my favorite. That's definitely my favorite exhibit at the Sea Life Center. So again, thanks for joining us. We're doing this every day at noon and 2, either from the Sea Life Center or from our homes. Stay safe out there, wash your hands, and have a great day. Thanks. Bye bye.